Whoa, whoa! So with the power blackouts that are happening in Texas and the rolling blackouts that are happening in California, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be awesome if you could power your house using your motorcycle? Now, some electric cars enable you to plug back into your house using the car battery as a big power bank, but you can't do that with any electric motorcycles that I know of, and there's not that many electric motorcycles out there. But there's tons of motorcycles out there. And if you can figure out a way to use that to power your house, I feel like that would solve a lot of problems. So me and Craig decided to come up with a device that does exactly that. So basically what we're trying to accomplish is we are creating a generator. How a generator works is you have a small motor that turns an alternator, similar to what's in a car, but bigger, and that creates AC power. But instead of using a boring old generator that's lame and has only a little bit of horsepower, such little horsepower that all your friends will make fun of you when you can't keep up with them, it makes sense to use an engine that you use all the time and is reliable. As reliable as a Harley Davidson can be. But it has plenty of power. So instead of 15 horsepower, we have 140 horsepower, which is power! So the plan is that the rotational force of the rear wheel spins this small tire. That connects to a shaft, and then the sprocket, and then connects it to a chain, and that chain spins the output shaft. Greg, this is probably the best thing we've ever made.
I think you're right.
Pretty high quality. Which we have connected to a PTO generator that a farmer would use or connect to his tractor. We need to get the output shaft of our device to spin at 540 RPMs for the generator to function properly. To measure this, we have a laser tachometer, which Craig later informed me I purchased.
That went up to 650.
Right there.
You hit 540.
We did find out that just on 1800 RPMs in 6th gear gets it to 540 RPMs. So let's plug in the PTO generator and see if we can make something work.
I unplugged the large cord and we're just going to start with the 120 and see what that does.
So the first question is, can we successfully use a motorcycle to power a power drill? Then we decided a miter saw, which draws significantly more amps than the drill.
Ready?
But we weren't quite ready to power a house yet because this.
Okay, so we have a problem here.
Oh, yeah. It was probably too much. It was probably too much on that one guide wheel.
Could be, yeah, it blew the inner hub apart. Well, that's an easy fix.
Let's get new wheels.
Yeah.
Like if I can get it in maybe 3rd gear, put it in cruise control, and then keep it at a certain RPM.
Mm-hmm.
Because you see this, the back of this thing, tells it 60.
Yeah, you hit a green light right there at like 60 hertz.
You want it at 60 hertz.
Yeah.
And I'm scared what's going to happen when it goes over and when it goes under.
You know, too, with the cruise control and figuring out the cruise control, we can play with this gearing here a little bit too.
Let's go get a new thing for that, and let's come back and try to figure it out.
All right. I think it bent the shaft.
Very good. What's that to use a small shaft?
Use a small shaft for a man's job.
All right, so this is actually the part of the original plan of what we were trying to do, but we couldn't actually find these things because the boat place was closed. But this is a boat roller. So we stuck that back in there. Not sure if it's going to hit the RPMs that we need it to, because you don't normally roll up on the boat. The boat thing at like 1800 RPMs. But, we'll see what happens. I also found out that I'm not going to be able to use the cruise control to set my speed, because the cruise control sensor is on the front wheel, which is not really moving, and it's really confusing the motorcycle, causing it to surge in RPMs.
Whoa, whoa!
Which is going to make it harder for us to figure out how to keep this thing at a constant speed without me holding onto the throttle.
Okay. Good save.
Whoa, stop!
That boat roller let loose. It's funny, it's like the least crucial component of this whole thing is what's giving us the issues.
All right, so now we are on version, what, 7?
7.0?
8.0?
Yeah, somewhere in
Greg, you want to show me, you made some changes over here? Let's,
yeah.
you want to show me what changes we got going on?
Sure, should we grab this? Show them what we destroyed. Okay, so this was the boat roller. This didn't work at all. It got too hot and just melted it. So here's what we did. We found some cast wheels with greasable bearings.
Ooh.
Yeah, cast hubs, greasable bearings. And then I put fender washers in between each one to hopefully keep the plastic end caps from rubbing on each other and creating more friction. Probably the biggest modification we made since yesterday was adding the tank straps and holding everything down.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared. Cool, and then everything's all set up, and then hopefully first thing we're gonna do is run that bench right there with all those tools on it. Something else Craig set up is he put some tape and some rag on the throttle, and then we have a big C-clamp vice grip that we're gonna just clamp on like that, and that is gonna be our cruise control. So let's try it again. If we can successfully make this work, then every man in America will have no problem convincing his wife to let him get a motorcycle. Because not only is it good for saving gas, but it will also allow her to watch This Is Us when the power is out. This has to work.
That's pretty impressive.
That worked awesome.
It did.
So that powered all of these. And these are fairly high amp. A small generator might be able to power one of these. Let's check everything.
I'm impressed.
Let's check, make sure everything's holding together. These things work great. Were these this loose? These have flex like
Yeah,
this?
I kept. Let me see it. I don't remember that much flex in them.
Maybe we should go and read and tighten them up. How's that tight?
I kept these collars a little loose, not that it built up friction on the inside.
Straps are holding, of course. All right, so now the next step is let's see if we can power this entire shop with all this equipment, with the welder and the drills and the heater. Let's see what happens.
Dude, take off that panel cover and you will be amazed with how nice I wired that panel.
Big one down here.
Yeah.
At this point, the motorcycle is powering the heater, the mini fridge, the computer, the TV, the lights, the fan, the air compressor, the coffee maker, and whatever else Craig normally has on. I would call this a success, but I think it could do even more. So I started turning everything else on that I could. Now the bike is powering a small, heated, active, functioning workshop, which is much more power load than the average house will. So I even turned on the parts washer. And that's when Craig decided to use the welder. And it worked. And then Craig got out the plasma cutter. And that worked. So yes, you can power your house with your motorcycle. Well, we did it. We proved it could be done. Subscribe and watch this next video. See you guys next time. Good job, Craig.
Thanks, Sean.